Welcome back, everybody, to this episode of Cooking with, uh, to Galactic Reviews. This week we reviewed, or we watched, we're about to review Karate Kid Legends, the fourth installment, especially if you're not counting the Cobra Kai TV show. Yeah, I guess I'll start off disappointed, severely disappointed. I love the first one. I love the third one.
Yeah, yeah, look, we can get that discussion later.
I haven't watched the third one in a very long time, but when I went and like looked up which one it was to remind myself what happened, I was like, "Oh, I love this one as a kid." There's the context. I was very
I understand.
underwhelmed. I was excited for it, but I was underwhelmed with what I got. It was just too short. That's my main complaint is it was too short. Like they had a lot of story that they wanted to do, and being an hour and 20, hour 25 minutes, a lot of the segments felt rushed or they just jumped right into it. And I didn't like get long enough. Like the training kind of happened and we never actually got to see the karate implementation other than just kind of them sparring.
I mean, that's kind
Um,
of how it, sorry to jump in. That's kind of how it was in like the first movie. You just see like the silhouette or him.
no, 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 no,
I mean,
no. The first
you see him
movie,
training, but I mean, you do see more than this, but yeah.
yeah, like the first movie, like you learned the Miyagi process. And I thought I was gonna get, like at least a little bit wax on,
The
wax off.
The Danielson progress.
Yeah, like we got to see that. And even though he's already had a foundation in martial arts, like the
Yeah.
whole thing was you need to learn Miyagi karate. And I was like, oh, sweet. And then that didn't really happen.
Yeah.
Other than just like, we're gonna teach you how to fight against karate. But he still did kung fu the whole time.
Mm.
That's not a complaint. The complaint is just it was too short and it felt rushed a lot of segments. The other complaint was it's just so corny. It was so corny.
It
Like
felt like an
I
80s
also
movie.
No, it didn't. I also watched the first one beforehand. There's a difference between camp, which is what a lot of people describe the old movies as, camp, because they're not trying to be corny. That's just how
Yeah.
80s movies were.
And yeah.
The acting wasn't as refined as we have. We didn't have high standards of these like Oscar winning, like super realistic acting. The writing wasn't as like high expected as we have now. Like that was just their movies. And now looking back at them, we're like, oh, it's so 80s. And when people try to replicate it now, it just comes off as corny because even the camera quality is better. And then we're just like, this feels corny now. We know you can act better.
Fair,
And then
fair.
the only time like making an 80s movie modern works is if you lean into the corniness. Other than that, I would if I give like the first one a 9 and the third one an 8 and the second one a 7 or 8, this is probably like a 6. I enjoyed it. The fighting was cool. This kind of feels like what Ghostbusters kind of did by coming back and bringing back some of the old characters and paying homage to the ones that passed and trying to set up a new generation. It just felt so rushed. It was just too short of a movie. It would have been
Now,
so much better.
I do have a question. Where you've seen the Jackie Chan one, right?
Yeah,
Where would you put the Jackie Chan one in this list
yeah,
too?
it's non-canon. I haven't seen that in so
I
long.
know it's non-canon, but I was just asking since it's a Karate Kid movie in quotation
I
marks.
I will have to not
That's fine.
comment on it because it's been so long that I remember so little about it.
That's fine. It is a
All I
forgettable
remember
movie
about it
anyway.
was that it was like abnormally violent compared to the rest of them. Like they really pumped up like the violence of it.
That is, yeah. I don't know. The
That's the only
first
thing I
one was
remember.
pretty violent. The
It
first
was
one was pretty
violent, but it
violent,
wasn't like
but it was to a
gruesome in the
different.
way a
Yeah, it was a
2000s
two.
movie
Yeah,
can be.
that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, this one like a 6, especially compared to the old ones. Like it just felt like they were trying too hard with not enough time to do it.
Okay.
But
I'll
I
go
like the
next.
story. I really like the story,
Yeah, I'll go next.
especially the first half. I'll shut up
I
now.
enjoyed enjoyed this movie. I can see where your complaints are, and I can understand that, and I can agree with it. But I do think they needed more time, maybe an extra like 15, 20 minutes, and I think it would have been so much better. But other than that, I don't really have much complaints to add on to yours.
Yeah, it was just too short and a little corny. If they made it a
Yeah,
little bit more serious and a little bit more longer, it would immediately be like a solid 7.
yeah, yeah. I would have to rate it the same as well. It's good. It just needed a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit less in two different areas. But it was really fun to see these characters come back. But then again, you say that, but they've already been in the TV
Cobra
show
Kai.
Cobra
Yeah.
Kai. So it's one of those things of I still don't understand why this movie needed to exist when it could have just been part of the TV show or something. I don't know.
More accessible. I'm not watching that show. It looks so
Yeah,
cheesy.
I haven't I well I hear it's really good. I haven't seen it yet, and I've been told to watch it if you like the original Karate Kids, and I haven't yet.
I've
I
both
want
heard it's
to.
good and also watched like a clip of it, and I was like,
I've done the
ugh.
same thing, and apparently like it takes like a little bit to get into, but once it actually you get into it and it picks up and it's really good, is what I've been told. I just haven't picked it up yet.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't have much else to say for it. I will say this, in my opinion, third movie is the worst movie. Um
Really?
yes, that one felt the cheesiest and the corniest to me out of
Again,
all of them.
I haven't seen these movies in probably 10 years,
Yeah, that's fair.
except for the first one,
To
which I
me,
watched in
yeah, to
preparation.
me, I would actually now thinking about it, probably put the third one in this movie in kind of the same corny,
Okay.
um, kind of more forced in its jokes and everything. The first one didn't do it on purpose. It did it well. The second one kind of leaned into it a little bit, but it wasn't like pushing it over the top. And the third one kind of just seemed a bit forced at that point. But yeah, Payson, I know you watched this and the first movie. What are your opinions?
About this one or the first movie or
Uh,
both?
but you can do both since it was your first time watching both.
I did find the first one kind of corny, and ironically enough, I liked almost every character more than I did the main character, except for Allie. I think that's her. I think that was her name.
It's been so long
That's a
since I've
valid
But
seen that
argument.
movie.
That's
like
Yeah,
a valid
that
especially
observation.
is true.
especially
That is
as you
true.
get into the fight and you see all the Cobra Kai kids, and it's like, okay, these guys seem way more interesting.
I mean, when you see them dressed up in Halloween costume and it's them as skeletons, what's not to like?
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
he was dressed up as what, a shower? Was that
Yeah,
him? Yeah.
yeah. Um, but I did like that movie. I think I'd give that movie an 8. It was fun. It's 80s. I get what you guys are saying about the corniness of it. That comes across a lot with Danny specifically. I'm gonna have to get some examples from you guys because I didn't quite get that same feeling in this movie until I'd say maybe to like the fighting where they started doing those graphics of like the point counters, and I was like, okay, this seems kind of like them cornily trying to get like the next generation in and saying like, oh, it's like a video game kind of deal. But I didn't get the
Okay.
corniness aspect that I think you guys are saying. I didn't pick up on any of that. I liked the story in the first half. I will agree with you guys that they did rush it in the, I guess, the later third of it when it's sort of becoming a more of a team up between the Shifu Han and then the Sensei Larusso. Yeah, no, I liked Li Fong. I liked Victor. I liked Mia. Yeah, I liked a lot about this movie. And so I'd probably give this an 8 as well. I thought it was pretty much on par with the first one up until they did the fight stuff. But I mean, it was still the story was good. I think it very much mirrored the first movie. As I was explaining to a friend, I was like, yeah, they did do this. Like he does get in a fight based because he likes a girl, and the guy he's fighting is a bully that
Wait
used
till
to
you
date
watch
that
the second
girl.
movie. The
Like I
second movie is copy and paste, but in Japan.
yeah, okay. I've seen
Yeah.
excerpts of the second one, so I kind of know. Overall, I like this film. I don't know if I'd buy it, but I did like it.
For me, it was less that the characters were corny and that they would do or say corny things every once in a while that came
If
off
you
as like same wit as Danny in the first movie. Or like, haha, I'm just as flirty and charming, just like the first movie. And I'm like, it just sounds a little forced.
yeah.
Mm. I didn't get that.
Yeah. It could just be how we perceived it since we grew up watching these movies more and like watched them multiple times. Um Seeing it. I'm not sure. It could
It
be
was
us
really
also it
weird.
could be also us just over analyzing this movie since we're trying to compare it to the old ones as well a lot.
I will
Um
say it was very weird seeing very decorated actors, Oscar-winning actors, in a very kind of like family-friendly eyes version of the original Karate Kid, but also in like just a very like lighthearted, silly movie.
mhm.
Who were the
The
Ming-Na
mom
Wen?
is an Oscar winning
Yeah,
actress, and
okay.
then Jackie Chan's just massive. However,
Okay.
this
I
is
mean,
like his
yeah.
shtick. This is his shtick.
Yeah.
Really, just her.
Jackie
It felt out of place for her.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, she could have just liked the movies growing up as well, and they offered it, or she saw it and
Mhm.
she's like, "Why not? Go for it."
I- but I was literally watching this. So I was like, "So, yo, why are you here? Hello?"
Fair, fair.
I mean, she did good. All of the actors and actresses, they did well. I think it was just the writing at times. I was like, "Ooh, trying a little too hard to be 80s."
I
Fair.
didn't. I don't think I got that feel.
Like it's
Not that
that's
much.
understandable.
Like I said, it could just be us overanalyzing it as well. Um,
I mean, it also could have been I missed something that I wasn't looking
it could
for.
be.
So
Yeah, but regardless of that, it's still a pretty good movie.
I loved the first half. The first
the
half was
first
so cool.
with
I
the
was like, "This is
boxer
original."
and stuff, I was like, okay, this is good. Like
Like this
they're
is new. This is cool. This is
like
great.
that part was fun. Like that part I liked a lot because I liked Victor. I liked his whole demeanor with the pizza parlor. I thought they did good with
Mhm.
his character. For Connor Day, I didn't really care that much. Like I get he was a good antagonist. They did a better job with him than I think they did with like his character wasn't too complicated. Like there were hints of like him possibly being somewhat not as crappy of a person until he became into this karate. But I mean, that line wasn't needed. Like
Yeah,
he
they needed
didn't.
to add some extra things someplace.
It felt like
Um,
that line was just there so that way he doesn't consider completely inhuman the whole time.
yeah.
Yeah. And his redemption at the end.
I don't.
Not
Maybe it
it
was.
wasn't even redemption. It was just respect.
Yeah, it was more so like, okay, you beat me at my own game and you did it in a way that I probably wouldn't have done. I respect you for it. And then he just left. Like,
Yeah.
Look,
like
it's not as cool as two grown men going outside trying to beat the shit out of each other, and he just punches his hand through windows of cars. That's still in my book,
That
probably
is
one of
so
the
funny.
greatest yeah, corny as heck, but one of the greatest scenes.
what is that from? Karate Kid 2?
No, Karate Kid 1, that's the end of it.
No. Karate Kid
Yeah.
1 ended abruptly like this one.
That's at the
Oh,
very beginning of Karate Kid 2.
oh, is it? It
Yeah.
because I know it just rolled right in, but
That's
I
the
didn't
very
realize.
beginning. Yeah.
Okay, so it rolls right in at the very end of Karate Kid 1. Karate Kid 2 pretty much picks up right at the end of that.
That's what I
I
saw.
thought,
But
yeah, I thought it was the end of Karate Kid 1. I apologize.
yeah, no, because the first one and this one kind of end rather abruptly. Like not completely, but I mean,
And then free
Yeah,
time. Just
like
like
this one
Rocky.
kind of the one thing I will give this one over the first one is that this one has more of an epilogue. It's not quite as much of an epilogue, but it's still
mm.
better than what we got at the first one because the first one we got nothing other than like he won.
The first one, if I remember, it was kind of going to be like a standalone, but it did so well that they continued it or something like that.
Marvel has irreparably damaged the movie scene.
That's also true.
I didn't mind the what's it called and I guess like the it was kind of like a pre-credit scene right before
Hmm.
when Danny LaRusso got the pizza and he's talking to
Hmm.
Johnny. Um, I did like that, and those two character dynamics, their character dynamic kind of makes me want to go see Cobra Kai just
Yeah,
for that
apparently their
alone.
character dynamic in the Cobra Kai is very good.
Yeah,
Um,
which I mean, just that alone from this movie makes me want to go see Cobra Kai. So
that's fair. That could be a reason why they did this as well, to get more viewers into Cobra
It's
Kai. I'm not
possible.
sure.
And Cobra Kai is, I think, done. So it's, I think, 6 seasons on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't realize it was finished. I knew there
I
was quite a
thought
few seasons.
that's from what my brother's been saying, and he's watched the show and he loved it. It's I think it's over, and this is kind of like I guess the next generation. So depending, my best guess is if this might be the studio saying, okay, how does this movie do? Do we want to keep going or do we want to just stop?
That's fair.
It also could just be like a good like round off, like they're still going out and doing stuff. This is kind of what they're doing, just helping people that are in trouble and kind of teaching them what they know. I don't know. Like I don't know.
Fair.
This could be a good tie off for everything, but also could be a good starting off point if the interest is there from people.
On par, in my opinion, for the Karate Kid franchise, for the quality of movie. It's very reminiscent, in my opinion, of how the original ones were made. Um, Good story, like the first movie. Bit rushed. But other than that, I think it was overall a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us and listening to us rant and ramble through this Karate Kid movie. Join us next week as we will be watching or have watched and be reviewing I guess, the newest installment of the John Wick world, Ballerina. So yeah, join us next week for that.